Well, I'm back with another rusty old Chrysler. This is a 1950 Desoto Custom, two-door club coupe, and we're gonna get it running. This car's been sitting, the last time I had it running was, gosh, that would have been, I think, fall of 2019. So we're coming up on 6 years ago now. But basically, it's set that whole time. I actually did a little bit of horse trading with somebody, and he ended up with this car in, I think, March of 2020. So I got rid of it. And then just this last fall, I bought a 49 Desoto from him. And then he gave me this car back and its parts car, which is that 50 over there, which I know that looks like a better car right now, but trust me, that is not any better. It looks better, but it's not any better. Not to say either one are, you know, any good, but at least this one's a two-door. You can see, give you a side shot here. So also, I do have both hoods and fenders for both. Actually, this front clip on this car came off of the parts car. I need to go get the front clip. The original front clip for this car is in the same place where the hood and fenders are. But anyway, let's do a quick walk around here on this thing. It's got some pretty severe rust in places. There, the rockers are gone. I think the floors are actually pretty solid in this car, if I remember right. At least compared to that 50 Dodge Wayfarer, this car is actually pretty solid. Let's see what we got in the trunk here. Oh, winch cable. Winch cable, hubcaps. Oh, I don't even know. Trim pieces. Should be, I don't know, just random junk. Around here at the passenger side. This rocker is actually in better shape than the other one. That's not bad. This really isn't a bad car. Especially two-door. These two-doors are hard to find. Interior, it was really bad about 6 years ago when I first got the car. There's actually a video of me getting it running and driving this thing around from back then. I think it's on this channel, but that was not recently. Oh yeah, the starter. I pulled the starter off because the solenoid did not work right. I don't know if any of you guys that are Chrysler nerds like me probably know that Chryslers and Desotos use that square style solenoid there that kicks out that arm, which kicks out the Bendix, and those fail and you cannot get them. And when they fail, you have to manually push on that rod and kick out the Bendix for the starter. So I don't know. I think I tried taking that solenoid apart and there was just nothing I could do to get it to work. Under the hood, we got the long block Chrysler Flathead 6. Came in the Chryslers and Desotos. I believe it's 241 cubic inch Flathead 6 in this car, if I remember right. So in the Plymouths and the Dodges, they have what's called the short block or the 23-inch long block Flathead 6s. The Plymouths had 218s, the Dodges had 230s. Same block though. Now Chryslers and Desotos share the same block. It's just 2 inches longer than the Dodges and the Plymouths and puts out a few more cubic inches. But of course we got a tree growing right there. I don't know if it'd be easier just to drag the car. Let's pull the car off this tree so I can actually see what's going on, because I'm going to need to get to where that starter is. Make sure there's not a ton of wasps in here. Forgot it rolls that easy. All right, well, it basically just pulled that bush off, but I was able to just dig it out of there. Now we can actually see what we got to work with here. So, yeah, the starter's out of it. I pulled it out to look at it years ago, but here it is, flathead 6. And should be, yes, old Carter ball and ball carburetor. When this car was running, man, it ran good. Set and idled real smooth. Sounded nice. This was a good running flathead 6. The reason I want to get this running is it could possibly be the spare engine for that 50 Dodge Wayfarer I just drug in. Because this car, the guy that I sold it to or traded it for or whatever, the guy that had it last, wanted to hot rod it. And that was his big plan, make this some kind of really cool hot rod. And he ended up getting sick, and that's why I bought the Desotos, that Desoto from him, and these other two he gave me with it. But it would be kind of cool to make this one a hot rod. And if that's a good motor, why not take that motor and stick it in that Wayfarer over there if that engine ends up being junk. Plus, for this car, I may or may not have a dual carb Edmunds intake. So that would be kind of cool to put this engine with dual carb intake, and of course, you know, they make split headers for these cars so you can have dual exhaust. It'd be kind of cool to do all that and put it in the Wayfarer if that engine ends up being junk, which we will see. But anyway, back to this. I guess first thing I need to, well, let's see what the oil looks like. Oh, not bad. A little bit of water down there, but nothing too concerning. So, and you, of course, left the nuts off the starter studs. So, okay, I will go and steal the nuts off the starter on that engine. That engine over there is garbage. And then I will See if I can jam this starter in there. These are such a pain to do from the top, but I think I'm gonna try to do it. All right, okay, so, oh yeah, by the way, this is the junk engine and junk car. Anyway, what I am after is, see way down there, maybe, the two starter, the nuts on the studs for the starter. Yeah, there's one, and then there's one on the bottom. And you might be asking, well, why wouldn't you just go and buy some at a hardware store? Well, they're fine thread. I forget what size they are, but they're kind of an oddball size, and they're not easy to find. And I don't feel like going to town today, so we'll just rob them off the junk car. All right. Well, I tell you what, I don't know where you guys are at, but is it as hot there as it is here? It's been like over 100 degrees every day here where I'm at. Does not make doing this stuff outside very much fun. It looks like they're 5/8. Gotta love fine thread bolts. Which, by the way, pretty much everything on these old cars is fine thread. I'm sure a lot of you know that. All right, got him. Let's go back to the other car. All right, we're back here at this car now. Let's get the starter and anything else out of here. I think all we need is the starter. Yeah, at least right now. Yeah, the glove box is in this car, or a glove box. There. That's what we're after. Now, seeing that car over there gave me an idea. That should make getting the starter back in there a little easier. So you've got all the wasps and everybody stirred up now. Gives you a better view of what this thing's packing. This dirty old flathead 6 should run though, hopefully. Well, I don't know. After experience with that other flathead that, you know, ran, we'll see. But at least I know I'm the last person that ever touched this one, so hopefully I did not screw myself. Anyway, let's get that that starter shoehorn back in here, and then we can see what happens. Oops. Well, the pitman arm is just right there. There we go. You know, having big hands and doing this kind of stuff isn't the greatest. Oh look, an ant colony. Okay, now the starter's in. I thought there was the other battery cable is over here. So far all I've got's the ground. It's in the car. I don't see anything in here. I'm glad that somebody put mothballs in here though, to keep the mice out. I think that really saved the interior. I don't know if you guys saw that in the last clip, but the battery cable was laying right there in plain sight. So got it hooked back up. Let's grab a battery and see if this still turns over. Okay, so battery's hooked up. Look how nice these cables are. Actually, those are original to the car. But anyway, so remember, you got to jump the solenoid and manually engage the Bendix. See if I can find something to jump that solenoid with. There. And it turns over all on its own. Okay. That starter sounds great. Now that we turn over, I need to run a wire from this coil. Since we're running positive ground, let me think a minute here. I need to run from the positive side of the coil. No, I need to run from the negative side of the coil, the negative side of the battery, then the other wire runs to the distributor. Which, by the way, this wiring is in pretty poor condition, as you can imagine. There's a lot of bare wires going on here. So let's see what happens. Okay, got a wire tied into the coil, and the other one's running down to the distributor. That wire looks awful, but maybe it'll work. So, put this wire on the battery here. In theory, we would have spark now. Okay. Just for the heck of it, let's dump some gas down the throat of this thing. That video where I fired up that 63 Chevy, one guy got all bent and was like, all you did was put gas in it and then start it. You're a joke. Like, never seen one run without gas in it. Okay. It's probably in neutral, right? Oh, I see a problem. No spark. Aha, I think I found the issue. All right, gave the points a quick scrape. See what happens. Yeah, got spark now. Oh yeah, look at there. Woo, gosh, whew, that's hot. Just zipped myself. Okay, so let's hook that back up there. Give her a little bit of fuel. Okay, come on. All right, it's the next day or evening, and I'm back. Still messing with this Desoto here. So what happened yesterday was I got it to where it would spark. Had great spark, actually shocked me pretty good. But then the starter quit working. So I assumed that we cooked it. It got too hot. It was so hot you couldn't even touch it yesterday from that little bit that we cranked on that motor. So I grabbed this starter, which is off of that parts car over there, and it works on the ground. But I pulled this one off, and just for fun, I went to see if it would work, and it does. So basically what that means is, I know this might seem hard to believe, but I'm assuming that this ground cable might be the culprit. We might not be making good ground connection to the block. So, or well, positive in this case, whatever, you know what I mean. Positive is your ground on these positive ground cars. So therefore, not making good ground to this case, which then of course when you apply voltage to that stud, you're not gonna really, it's not gonna work. So let me change out that original ground cable. I can't believe it. It's only, you know, what, almost 80 years old, and it finally failed. But let me change that out for this one, and let me throw this starter back in, and then we will see what happens. And it has spark now, so it should start. Okay, battery's back up here. Got a nice new ground. Ignition's hooked up. Let's see if we can get her to do anything. Hey, gotta manually push the bending top. Come on. There we go. All right, we're turning over now. We should also have spark now. Let me get a little bit of fuel here. Put her down. See if I can maybe, well, see if I can get some in the bowl of the tub, or just, I'll just dump some down the throat for now. All right. See if she'll, oh. Hear that? She wants to go. Let me see if I can actually get that bowl filled up. Well, that way I might have to, yeah, try to go through this vent here. Well, mainly we're just dumping it straight into the manifold. So let's see if it'll pop now. There. There she went for a minute. Probably doesn't want to idle. See if I can hold that throttle open. Something here. Thing sounds like it ain't hitting on all six, but it's running. Could be all this stuff laying all over the plug wires. Well, let me see if I can get a a little bit better fuel source rigged up here. Okay, so I got one of these fancy little boat tanks here. So I'd never used one before. And anyway, got a line run down here to the carb, and it started dumping as soon as I ran this line down here, so I think we're good. See if we filled up the bowl. Oh yeah, look at that. We even got accelerator pump. Cool. Shot to fire up now. Give her another try. Maybe we should try to drive it. Threw the front clip back on it, and now I got the battery in a more secure location. The coil is secured down by its own wire, so then that way it shouldn't fall on the ground. And I had to go rob that throttle linkage there off a different car. But let's try to drive this thing. I'm going to also throw that sheet over that seat, because that is horrible. All right, let's see if it'll start again. Well, thanks for watching. As you can see, it runs and drives. Let me know what I should do with this thing.